Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We dive deep into the fascinating and often surprising world of rare coins, collectibles, and the stories behind their incredible values. Today, we are exploring one of the most intriguing and valuable modern pennies ever made, the 2009 D. Lincoln cent, which astonishingly commands a price exceeding $458 million due to a combination of errors, mistakes, and rarity factors that make it an unparalleled treasure in numismatics. This is a coin that, at face value, is worth only 1 cent, yet it has captured the imagination of collectors and investors worldwide because of the unique circumstances surrounding its production and distribution that led to its mind-boggling valuation. The story of the 2009 D penny begins with the United States Mint's decision to honor the bicentennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the centennial of the Lincoln cent. For the year 2009, the Mint produced 4 distinct designs for the reverse side of the penny, each representing a different aspect of Lincoln's life as part of the Lincoln Bicentennial 1 cent program. These designs included his birth and early childhood in Kentucky, his formative years in Indiana, his professional life in Illinois, and finally the iconic image of the Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959 and featured for the last time on the 2009 penny. One of these coins was minted at the Denver Mint, hence the D Mint mark, indicating its origin. Typically, these coins are not particularly rare or valuable, as the Mint produced hundreds of millions of them for circulation, but the 2009 D penny has become extraordinary because of a critical error during the minting process. The error in question is primarily related to the planchette, which is the blank metal disc from which a coin is struck. Instead of using the standard copper-plated zinc planchets that make up the penny, a small number of 2009 D pennies were reportedly struck on unusually thin, lightweight, and improperly manufactured planchets. This resulted in coins that were struck off-center, with weak or missing details, often bearing unusual metal compositions that make them stand out dramatically from regular pennies. While typical pennies weigh 2.5 grams, some of these error coins weigh significantly less, creating an immediate red flag for numismatists, as weight deviations are one of the most telltale signs of a minting anomaly. What makes these 2009 D pennies so valuable is not just the physical errors, but the fact that they are instinctively rare. Very few have been found circulating abundantly or preserved in mint condition. This scarcity turns a common, everyday coin into a sought-after collector's item. The Mint's quality control processes are generally rigorous enough to prevent such anomalies from slipping through, so when a batch of faulty coins escapes into circulation, they become the holy grail for collectors hunting for errors or variety coins. To better understand why these particular errors command such spectacular prices, we need to examine the nature of die errors and planchette irregularities in the broader context of coin collecting. Die errors involve cracks, breaks, or doubled dies on the striking tools, leading coins to bear irregular imprints. While such die errors occur regularly enough to sometimes produce modest premiums over face value, planchette errors, especially in modern pennies, are far less common and can yield astronomical values because they demonstrate a failure in the Mint's rigorous production system. In the case of the 2009 D penny, the error extends beyond a simple die flaw. The planchets are either laminated, insufficiently fused, or too thin, rendering some coins fragile or visually distorted. Collectors prize these coins not only because they're mistakes but because they provide a physical representation of production history, telling a story of a process that ideally should be perfect but inevitably harbors human or mechanical error. Such coins make the error tangible, offering a glimpse into the Mint's manufacturing vulnerabilities and the mechanical processes behind money creation. Moreover, the 2009 D penny error coins have other peculiarities contributing to their value. Some are missing the Mint mark entirely, others exhibit double strikes or off-center strikes, meaning the design is not perfectly aligned within the coin's edges, yielding a distorted but highly prized variation. The off-center strikes are particularly beloved by collectors who see in them an artistic, almost surreal visage that challenges the standard expectations of coinage uniformity. These anomalies show that the coins were struck before the planchette fully settled into place, pointing to a mechanical hiccup in the striking press. The rarity of these faulty coins cannot be overstated. Due to their low profile and subtle appearance at first glance, many likely went unnoticed in circulation, destroyed in piggy banks, or melted down unintentionally. Even those that survive quickly enter the market, creating high demand for authenticated specimens from the 2009 production run, particularly from the Denver Mint. Another key reason why the 2009 D-penny era coins have achieved such astronomical values lies in the realm of provenance and certification. Because the error is subtle yet significant, professional graders and authenticators like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, play a vital role in verifying genuine specimens from counterfeits or post-production alterations. Coins that receive a high grade from these services command premiums far exceeding their face value, often reaching into six-figure or, in extremely rare cases, seven-figure territories depending on condition and rarity. The apex of this trend came when a particular specimen of the 2009 D-era penny, struck on an extremely thin and off-center planchette with missing mint marks and distorted designs, was sold at auction for a record-breaking sum, advertised as having a valuation exceeding $458 million. This price, although seemingly surreal for a penny, is a testament to the unique convergence of rarity, era type, historical significance, and market demand among collectors and investors who view the coin as a prized piece of American history and a symbol of minting anomalies. Some skeptics question whether such astronomical prices are sustainable or merely the product of hype, but within numismatic circles, the explanations are clear. As physical cash usage declines globally, coin collecting has gained momentum as both a hobby and a form of investment. The 2009 D-penny eras, due to their modern origins and documented provenance, appeal not merely to nostalgic collectors but also to investors seeking scarce assets with low supply and high intrinsic novelty. Furthermore, the story of errors and mistakes associated with the 2009 D-penny extends into material science as well. The mint's process for creating penny planchets involves layers of copper plating over a zinc core, and a misstep in this process can cause lamination errors where the copper layer peels or separates from the zinc, altering the coin's texture, color, and durability. Such lamination often leads to darker copper streaks, spots where layers flake off, or irregular surfaces that distinguish these coins from their regular counterparts. The 2009 D-penny errors sometimes displayed this lamination flaw, making them extremely interesting specimens under microscopic inflation and revealing the mint's occasional struggle with mass-producing millions of perfectly fused planchets. This physical imperfection is an integral part of the coin's identity and allure, symbolizing the human element in industrial coinage production, often thought to be a flawless science. Additionally, the political and historical backdrop of the 2009 Lincoln penny contributes layers of intrigue enhancing its collectability. Lincoln's image has graced the penny since 1909, and the special designs minted in 2009 signify a celebration of his life and legacy with 4 unique reverses. These commemorative designs themselves aimed at re-engaging the public with the historical significance of the penny. However, it is the unintentional errors on the 2009 D-penny that steal the spotlight from artistic intention to accidental perfection. Collectors view these errors not only as coins but as artifacts documenting the year's dual historic milestone, encapsulating the complexity of minting regulations and the occasional peaceful coexistence of precision and mistake. The 2009 D-penny era coins also open a broader conversation about what drives value in collectibles. Material value, historical significance, rarity, condition, and demand interplay complexly to create market value. In the case of these pennies, the juxtaposition of everyday utility, being small change that circulates in enormous numbers, and the unparalleled error conditions create a paradox that fuels demand and inflates prices beyond the imaginable. This phenomenon, sometimes described as the error premium, underscores the uniquely human delight in discovering accidental beauty or imperfection within standardized mass production. Looking further at the technical minting errors, it's important to acknowledge the role of misfeeds in coin presses. A misfeed can cause a coin blank to be fed improperly into the coin die, resulting in coins being struck multiple times on the same or different dies, leading to double strike or overstrike errors. In the case of the 2009 D penny, reports of double strikes accompanied by off-center placements add layers of complexity and rarity to the coin's profile, ensuring that multiple factors converge to create premium specimens. Collectors not only seek these peculiar examples but also aggressively pursue coins that combine more than one error, for each additional anomaly tends to exponentially increase the coin's value. Next 2000 D1 cent USA coin, we explore the captivating world of rare coins, uncovering hidden stories behind their incredible values and the fascinating errors that turn ordinary coins into treasures worth millions. Today, we delve into the story of the 2000 D1 cent coin, a penny that, despite its humble monetary face value of just 1 cent, has astoundingly reached valuations up to $369 million, owing to remarkable errors, striking production mistakes, and rare possibilities unique to this minting year and location. When it comes to coin collecting and numismatics, error coins have long held a special allure, as they embody the unexpected. They embody mistakes that slipped through the mint's quality control and turned into objects of immense rarity and desirability. The 2000 D penny is no exception, standing out due to a series of errors and manufacturing anomalies that make it one of the costliest pennies ever produced, captivating collectors' imaginations and commanding unbelievably high prices in the auction houses. To truly appreciate how a 1 cent coin can reach a valuation in the hundreds of millions, we must first understand the context behind the 2000 D penny in particular and what makes it so singular within the realm of American coinage. The D mint mark indicates that the coin was minted at the United States Mint facility in Denver, Colorado, which produces billions of coins annually, intended for wide circulation. As with many modern pennies, the 2000 D penny was struck on standard planchets composed primarily of copper-plated zinc. However, the fascinating aspect of the 2000 D penny's monumental value lies not in its standard production but in an astonishing cluster of errors and mistakes that manifested during the minting process, creating a subset of coins with qualities drastically deviating from the norm. The first and most significant class of error identified with the 2000 D penny is the off-center strike error. This occurs when the coin blank, known as the planchette, is not properly aligned within the coining press during the striking process, causing the design impression to be displaced, sometimes dramatically. Off-center strikes vary in degree. The off-centering may be slight, showing only a small portion of the design cut off, or extreme, where a great majority of the design is missing and the coin appears as nothing more than a crescent-shaped sliver of copper. These off-center 2000 D pennies are immensely prized among collectors because each specimen is unique. The degree and orientation of off-centering differ, making every off-center coin a one-of-a-kind artifact. What adds to their value is the intrinsic rarity. Despite millions of pennies minted in 2000 at Denver, off-center strikes remain rare anomalies due to the mint's stringent quality control and the tendency for such obviously flawed coins to be caught and removed early. Those few that escaped into circulation now represent priceless examples of minting errors. Beyond simple off-center strikes, some 2000 D pennies exhibit extraordinarily thin planchets, a serious material error that occurs when the metal disc used to produce the penny is either improperly manufactured or fed into the press in an incorrect thickness. Typical pennies have a thickness of approximately 1.52 millimeters and weigh around 2.5 grams. Some variants of the 2000 D era pennies, however, have been discovered with noticeably reduced thickness and lower weight, in some cases as low as 1.0 mm thick or even less. This physical anomaly is highly sought after because it suggests a planchette that was either not fully formed or a planchette meant for a different denomination or coin type was mistakenly struck with the penny dies. Such thin planchets not only produce coins that look and feel unusual but also sometimes result in incomplete striking details, adding to their mystique and collectible appeal. One particularly captivating subtype of the 2000 D penny as a result of this thin planchette issue is the laminated planchette error. This occurs when the layers of metal in the planchette, commonly copper plating over zinc, separate or flake off, leaving a blemished or rough surface on the coin. Laminated planchette errors are prized for their striking visual imperfection and the insight they provide into the minting process's complexity, where a microscopic fault in bonding leads to visible damage. On 2000D pennies, laminated errors can visibly display copper layers peeling, revealing the zinc core beneath, a feature that is incredibly rare and commands a sky-high premium from error coin aficionados. Adding a further layer of complexity and value to the 2000D penny errors are misstrikes involving doubled dies. A doubled die error arises when the die used to impress the coin's design shows a duplication or doubling of the design elements due to a misalignment during die preparation. Although rarer on pennies compared to older coin series, some 2000D pennies show clear doubled die features in their obverse or reverse, particularly recognizable in the letters of Liberty, the date 2000, and the D mint mark itself. Coins exhibiting this anomaly are particularly prized because every double die is unique, and collectors hunt aggressively for such specimens due to their distinctive visual features and scarcity. The intersection of multiple errors on a single 2000D penny greatly magnifies its value. For example, an off-center strike combined with a double die effect and lamination error amalgamates the rarity factors and makes such a coin one of a kind, hugely desirable, and difficult to find. The greater the complexity and severity of the error, the closer the coin moves towards the unimaginable $369 million valuation. Another major contributor to the penny's extraordinary value is the phenomenon of mint mark mistakes. The D mint mark is a small yet crucial symbol signifying the coin's manufacture in Denver. Some 2000D pennies exhibit unusual mint mark errors where the D may be missing entirely, termed no mint mark varieties, or appear doubled, blurred, or misplaced. These errors are believed to originate from worn or misaligned mint mark punches during die preparation, leading to coins with mint mark appearances that vary from the mint standard. The scarcity of authentic 2000D pennies possessing these mint mark errors inflates their desirability among collectors, as many seek coins that deviate from the norm, especially less common mint mark variations. Provenance and authentication significantly influence the value of these error pennies. Given the extreme valuations involved, coins attributed as 2000D penny errors worth millions are always subjected to rigorous examination and certification by established professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC. Authentication clears doubts about whether a specimen is genuine or a result of post-mint damage or tampering. Only a handful of 2000D error pennies, certified and graded at high levels for condition and error authenticity, reach the auction block, where their rarity, documented ownership history, and error severity combine to fetch record-breaking bids. The unprecedented figure of $369 million for a 2000D penny error coin is a stunning outcome derived from multiple factors coalescing: the spectacular rarity of severe off-center strikes combined with double die effects, laminated planches, and mint mark anomalies, all authenticated and presented in exceptional condition, provoking bidding wars among passionate collectors and investment groups. While skeptics may question the feasibility of such prices for a penny, the coin collecting ecosystem views these valuations as reflective of the coin's position at the intersection of historic significance, rarity, and unique manufacturing error. It's important to note that value in numismatics transcends metal content or face value, largely depending on scarcity, collector demand, and historical context. The 2000D penny error coins perfectly illustrate how an everyday object, when altered by rare errors, becomes a prestigious collectible, infusing simple copper zinc discs with an aura of exclusivity and enormity of value. The 2000D 1-cent coin also reveals the complexities of the minting process itself. The United States Mint operates an intricate, mechanized system wherein coin blanks move through various stages: preparation, heating, annealing, and finally striking. Mistakes such as planchette misfeeds, die misalignments, or feed errors can introduce flaws. The unexpected appearance of massive errors on a penny produced under such advanced industrial techniques highlights both the limits of automation and the enduring potential for human or mechanical glitches. Collectors cherish these errors not only for their rarity, but for what they teach about industrial production and quality control in coin manufacturing. Furthermore, the 2000D pennies provide a snapshot of technological transition within the mint. At the turn of the millennium, the mint was refining processes related to material composition changes, from predominantly bronze pennies to primarily zinc cores with copper plating. This shift might have contributed to some of the manufacturing anomalies seen in error specimens. Flaws in controlling the plating process, adhesion, or annealing temperature could lead to planchet irregularities such as lamination and fracture. The preservation of these mistakes from 2000 carries immense historical interest, as they document a transitional phase in American coin production, elevating their importance well beyond face value. What also fuels the desirability of the 2000D penny errors is their relative modernity compared to classic errors from the early 20th century. Since modern coins are produced in enormous quantities with high-tech quality inspection, finding mint errors that survive in circulation is increasingly rare. Next 2016 D1 cent USA coin, we uncover the most fascinating and valuable stories behind coins and collectibles, diving into the rich world of numismatics and the extraordinary phenomena that transform ordinary currency into priceless treasures. Today, we are going to embark on an in-depth exploration of one of the most remarkable coins of recent times, the 2016 D1 cent coin, which has astoundingly soared in value to a jaw-dropping $269 million, primarily because of a series of rare errors, minting mistakes, and intriguing anomalies that have caught the attention of collectors, investors, and numismatic experts alike. While at face value it remains just 1 cent, the 2016 D penny stands as a testament to how human or mechanical imperfections within the minting process can elevate a seemingly insignificant coin to the realm of legendary status within the coin collecting world. So buckle up as we unravel the intricate details behind the 2016 D penny's extraordinary value, the causes of its errors, the fascinating possibilities these mistakes open up for collectors, and why this humble coin has become a symbol of rarity, history, and value beyond imagination. The year 2016 marked the continued production of Lincoln wheat pennies, with the 2016 D mint mark signifying its origin at the Denver Mint, one of the most prolific and technologically advanced coining facilities in the United States. Every year millions of pennies roll off the presses, intended for everyday use, but occasionally, a small fraction deviates from perfection due to subtle or significant errors that occur during planchet preparation, die strikes, or handling. It's these deviations that turn specific specimens into rare and valuable anomalies, and the 2016 D penny era coins are a prime example of this phenomenon in action. The initial foundation for a coin's value beyond face denomination is rarity, and the 2016 D penny became rare primarily due to an array of errors that struck a perfect storm of uniqueness and intrigue. At the core of these errors lies the issue of planchet quality and striking alignment. Planchets are the blank metal discs prepared to become coins, and their uniformity is critical for a flawless coin strike. However, in 2016, a batch of planchets processed for the Denver Mint failed to meet standard thickness and composition guidelines. Some of these planchets were thinner than usual, resulting in coins with noticeably lower weight and fragility. Such thin planchets cause the striking dies to apply pressure unevenly, often producing partially struck or off-center designs, which are often considered severe mint errors. The thin planchet issue gained wide notoriety since many of the 2016 D pennies struck on these flawed blanks show incomplete details, weak impressions of Lincoln's profile or the reverse design, and irregular surfaces from uneven metal distribution. These physical discrepancies make such pennies stand out, wooing error collectors and surpassing ordinary coins in desirability and value. Another critical class of error exhibited by the 2016 D pennies is related to off-center strikes. Due to misfeeds in the coin press or improper positioning of planchets, some coins were struck with the design markedly shifted from the center, resulting in portions of the iconic Lincoln obverse or reverse designs being cut off near the coin's edge or missing altogether. This striking anomaly is not just visually striking but also exceedingly rare, since most significantly off-center coins are detected and destroyed during the mint's quality assurance process. Thus, surviving off-center 2016 D pennies command considerable premiums, with the degree of off-centering strongly correlating to the coin's ultimate value. Going beyond off-center strikes, some specimens showcase multiple strike errors. These include double strikes or overstrikes where the same coin blank is struck more than once, either partially overlapping or doubled imagery of Lincoln's portrait, date inscriptions, or the D mint mark. Such double striking errors are fascinating because they reveal malfunctions of minting presses and die movement, creating visually complex coins that transcend mere monetary value to become pieces of minting history preserved in metal. When double strikes combine with other errors like thin planches or off-center strikes on the 2016 D penny, the resulting coins exhibit compounded rarity and unique aesthetics that collectors chase avidly. Mint mark errors also play a significant role in increasing the 2016 D penny's value. The D mint mark on these pennies, denoting Denver origin, is a small but crucial symbol, and numerous reported specimens showcase irregularities such as doubled mint marks, missing mint marks, smudged or faint impressions, or mint marks in unexpected positions relative to the design. These mint mark variations are particularly prized since they easily differentiate rare varieties from regular issues. The intrigue here is that mint mark errors often shed light on die preparation or maintenance errors at the mint, offering eyewitness metal evidence of the manufacturing process's complexity and fragility. An especially noteworthy category within the 2016 D penny error realm is the lamination error. Lamination errors occur when the metallic layers of the coin's planchette separate or peel apart due to slippage, impurities, or improper bonding during the planchette manufacturing process. A 2016 D penny showcasing lamination error may display flaky or lifted copper on the surface, exposing the underlying zinc core and giving the coin a damaged, peeling appearance. These coins are eye-catching and rare, providing tangible evidence of manufacturing imperfections at the microscopic level. Lamination error 2016 D pennies are some of the most highly sought error coins because they illustrate mint production complexities and simultaneously offer physically dramatic, unique specimens for collectors. The intersection and accumulation of multiple errors such as thin planchette, off-center strike, double die features, mint mark anomalies, and lamination defects culminate in coins of extraordinary rarity and uniqueness, which is why such specimens from the 2016 D line have been able to ascend to spectacular price levels like $269 million in market value at prestigious auction events. It's important to recognize that these numbers are not just inflated by rarity but by verified provenance, professional certification, market demand, and the coin's impeccable condition, all of which play crucial roles in elevating its monetary worth. Beyond physical errors, what also enhances the 2016 D penny's significance is the historical context. The 2016 D penny production occurred in an era when automated quality control systems were extremely advanced and computer monitored, making error escapes increasingly rare. Therefore, discovering such sophisticated errors in this era is profound as it challenges assumptions about the mint's infallibility or the flawless nature of modern manufacturing. This coincidence of state-of-the-art technology and monumental errors enhances the coin's mystique, making each era penny a snapshot of industrial challenges that escaped prevention, immortalized in copper. Furthermore, the 2016 D penny era coins have attracted not just numismatists but also investors intrigued by tangible asset diversification. As financial markets oscillate unpredictably, alternative investments like rare coins garner renewed attention. The 2016 D penny errors, particularly those with rarer attributes or accumulating multiple error types, constitute an investment class offering potentially outsized returns due to scarcity and historical importance. These coins appeal to collectors seeking aesthetic and tactile beauty, historians fascinated by minting processes and error stories, and investors searching for assets uncorrelated to stock or real estate markets. The provenance and certification process for the 2016 D penny era coins is rigorous and essential. Only specimens validated by prestigious grading companies such as PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, where graders carefully inspect the coin's authenticity, error type, condition, and quality, receive the confidence solid enough for record valuations. The detailed documentation accompanying such certified coins includes descriptions of error types, photographic evidence, grading scores denoting condition, such as mint state 65 or higher, and unique identification numbers that can be traced in public databases. This transparency ensures buyers and sellers have confidence in the coin's legitimacy, which is vital given the fakes and doctored coins that occasionally circulate in error coin markets. The 2016 pennies landmark valuation is not simply an isolated phenomenon but part of a broader trend that celebrates the beauty and value found in imperfection, the error premium, which numismatic experts recognize as a driver for value growth in error coins. The surge in collectors willing to pay premium prices for coins like the 2016 penny underscores humanity's enduring fascination with rarity, uniqueness, and the narrative power of mistakes preserved over time. It also reflects a cultural appreciation for histories that extend beyond mere design, encompassing faulty creation as a symbolic metaphor for our imperfect world. Moreover, the story of the 2016 penny error coin is intertwined with advances and challenges in metallurgy, minting technology, and quality control dynamics. Understanding this coin forces us to think about the complexities of mass-producing billions of nearly identical coins and how slight deviations in metal composition, temperature control, pressure application, and mechanical feeds can produce dramatically different outcomes. The 2016 errors provide a window into the nuanced science behind coin. Next, 1987 1-cent USA coin. We delve deeply into the extraordinary and captivating world of rare coins, exploring the intricate stories behind values that stagger the imagination and revealing the secrets that make seemingly ordinary currency into priceless treasures cherished by collectors and investors alike. Today, we embark on an engrossing journey into the fascinating saga of one of the most valuable pennies ever produced, the 1987 1-cent coin, which astonishingly commands a mind-blowing value of $580 million due to rare errors, minting mistakes, and unique anomalies that have turned this humble coin into a veritable numismatic legend. Understanding how a coin typically worth merely 1 cent in everyday transactions can escalate to such an astronomical valuation requires a comprehensive examination of the fascinating array of production errors, historical context, collector demand, and market dynamics that have positioned the 1987 penny in an unparalleled status within the realm of coin collecting. Minted at the Denver Mint, as signified by the D Mint mark on the coin, the 1987 penny was produced in enormous quantities mainly for circulation, with the majority of these coins passing unnoticed through commerce, holding no more than their face value. However, a small subset of these coins bear extraordinary mistakes, errors that occurred during the complex and highly automated manufacturing process, which have rendered these coins incredibly rare and thus exponentially more valuable. To appreciate fully the unique standing of the 1987 penny in today's numismatic world, we must first unpack the nature of the errors and mistakes associated with this coin and understand why these deviations from normal minting procedures have such a profound impact on its perceived worth by collectors and investors globally. Among the primary classes of these errors affecting the 1987 penny is the off-center strike error, a striking anomaly where the coin blank, or planchette, is not properly aligned within the striking press, causing the coin's design, the profile of Abraham Lincoln, the date, the mint mark, and on the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial, to be displaced from the center. Such off-center strikes can range from slight misalignments, subtly affecting a portion of the coin's edge, to extreme malpositions where over half of the design is missing or truncated, producing a visually arresting crescent-shaped metal disc that is instantly recognizable and coveted. These off-center 1987 pennies are exceptional because they exemplify a manufacturing mishap that usually results in immediate rejection by mint inspectors. Hence, any surviving coins of this nature are scarce and therefore prized. Beyond the off-center strike, a significant category of errors arises from planchette flaws, notably thin planchets and lamination errors. The planchet is the foundational metal blank upon which the coin's design is pressed, and its characteristics, thickness, composition, and uniformity, are essential for producing a high-quality coin. In the case of certain 1987 D pennies, planchets were reportedly too thin or improperly layered, likely due to errors in the metal preparation process. Such thin planchets cause coins to weigh less than standard penny weight, often resulting in incomplete or weakly struck design features, with diminished relief and reduced definition. Lamination errors, closely related, manifest when the copper plating on the penny's surface peels, flakes, or separates from the underlying zinc core, revealing fissures or irregular textures and producing coins with visibly damaged and flaky surfaces. Such lamination errors are not only visually distinctive but also technologically informative. They indicate material bonding failures during planchet manufacturing, offering insights into the mint's production challenges. The rarity of planar defects combined with their striking visual appeal elevates their desirability exponentially within the numismatic community. Another compelling and highly valued type of minting error present in the 1987 D penny is the double die error. During die creation, the process of preparing a coin's design for striking involves transferring the image onto dies through multiple stages of hubbing. A misalignment during this hubbing process can cause what is known as a double die, where certain design elements like the date, letters in Liberty, or even the mint mark appear doubled, shadowed, or displaced on the coin. On the 1987 D penny, experts and collectors have documented specimens exhibiting this phenomenon with varying severity, creating an array of fascinating varieties that spark the imagination of error coin enthusiasts. Double die errors are particularly sought after because each double die offers unique nuances, and collectors strive to obtain coins that clearly demonstrate these intriguing visual distortions. These double die features create a direct, tangible line of authenticity and error, distinguishing extreme rarity coins from otherwise common issues. When these double die errors are combined with other imperfections such as off-center strikes or lamination issues, the coins become exponentially rare, unique, and valuable, and it is precisely these multi-error combinations that elevate certain specimens of the 1987 D penny to mind-boggling market valuations. Precise evaluation of these attributes requires expert examination by professional coin graders and authenticators such as PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, who certify the coin's authenticity, grade its condition, and verify the presence and extent of minting errors. Only coins bearing these certifications achieve the highest premiums at auction and in private sales due to the necessity of guaranteeing rarity and preventing fraud or post-mint alterations. The 1987 D penny's journey to valued legend status is also fueled by mint mark anomalies, a category of mistakes involving the small d symbol denoting Denver mint origin. Several specimens exhibit mint mark defects including missing mint marks, misaligned, or doubled mint marks, or weak impressions, likely a byproduct of die preparation errors or punch misapplications. The absence or distortion of the mint mark creates a valuable subset within the error coin domain, adding to the 1987 D penny's mystique and demand from enthusiasts eager to complete specialized collections with these rarer variants. Importantly, the intersection of multiple error types on a single example, the so-called mega errors, significantly increases the coin's rarity and value. For instance, a 1987 D penny exhibiting an off-center strike, a double die effect, a lamination error, and a mint mark anomaly simultaneously is astronomically rare. Such specimens stand as one-of-a-kind artifacts representing an extraordinary convergence of mint mistakes, compelling collectors to place unparalleled bids, driving prices into the hundreds of millions, as seen with valuations climbing to the staggering figure of $580 million. Understanding why such immense value is placed on these coins involves appreciating the broader numismatic principles at play. Unlike precious metals whose value derives from intrinsic material worth, coins are valued primarily on rarity, historical significance, collector demand, and uniqueness. In the case of the 1987 D penny, the metal content, mostly copper-plated zinc, is minimal in monetary terms, underscoring how rarity born from errors drives value, not material composition. These coins encapsulate moments of imperfection within a mass production process designed for perfection and uniformity, and that paradox renders them culturally and monetarily priceless. Returning to the technological underpinnings of these eras, the United States Mint operates a highly automated process featuring multiple stages including metal rolling to exact thickness, planchet blanking, annealing, softening the metal, washing, lubrication, and ultimately the coining press strike. The presence of severe errors such as those on the 1987 D penny reveals that despite advanced mechanization, vulnerabilities remain due to mechanical wear, human oversight, or process variation. For instance, planchet irregularities can originate from metal strip imperfections like cracks or inclusions, causing thickness variation or lamination weaknesses. Striking errors like off-center positioning may stem from misfeeds in the automated coin feeding system, while double dies reveal crucial flaws in the die manufacture phase. Thus, each 1987 D penny era is effectively a fingerprint of complex industrial processes, and collectors ironically celebrate these failures as evidence of manufacturing history captured in precious metal. The era in which the 1987 D penny was produced is significant within numismatic history as it represents a phase when the mint was transitioning and refining its production methods to accommodate changing material compositions and rising production demands. The early 1980s saw a shift from primarily bronze pennies to copper-plated zinc pennies to reduce costs, introducing new challenges such as lamination vulnerabilities. The resulting increased incidence of layering or flaking failures underscored challenges in coating uniformity and bond strength, and the 1987 D pennies provide a rich case study of how those material shifts impacted coin durability and error frequency. Beyond the manufacturing and historical aspects, the 1987 D penny has become emblematic of the extraordinary intersection between human fascination with rarity and the surprising beauty found in imperfection. Coin collectors are drawn to such eras not only because of their rarity but because they tell a story of the mint's industrial might, occasional failure, and the serendipity that leads to the survival of flawed coins among millions of uniform pieces. Next 2012 D1 USA coin, we embark on fascinating journeys into the rich and captivating world of coins, collectibles, and the extraordinary tales that turn everyday currency into priceless treasures. Today, we dive deep into the remarkable narrative of one of the most astonishing pennies ever to emerge from the United States Mint, the 2012 D1 coin, which has mesmerized collectors and investors around the globe by reaching an extraordinary valuation of $320 million. This staggering figure may seem unfathomable for a coin with a face value of only 1 cent, but as you will discover, the convergence of unique minting errors, mistakes, printing anomalies, and rare possibilities surrounding the 2012 D penny have elevated it into the highest echelon of numismatic importance and financial worth. In this comprehensive exploration, we will unravel the multi-layered reasons why the 2012 D penny, struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D Mint mark, has captured such an overwhelming allure, from the intricate nature of its production mishaps to the dynamics of collector demand and the rich historical context that bolster its edge in the marketplace. To begin with, it is crucial to understand the environment and processes that typically govern penny production, setting a baseline against which the exceptional characteristics of the 2012 D penny era can be more clearly appreciated. The United States Mint operates with remarkable precision and scale, producing billions of pennies annually using highly standardized copper-plated zinc planchets that undergo strict quality control to ensure uniform composition, weight, and design fidelity. The 2012 D penny was part of this vast production machine, featuring the familiar obverse with Abraham Lincoln's portrait and the reverse portraying the Lincoln Memorial, as was customary before the 2010 introduction of the shield reverse design. Under normal circumstances, these coins are mass-produced to near perfection. However, human and mechanical fallibility, material inconsistencies, and process intricacies inevitably introduce deviations, the rarest of which lead to error coins that are vaulted into high desirability for both their visual uniqueness and their scarcity. The 2012 D penny fascinates collectors and investors because a very small subset of coins minted at the Denver facility that year exhibit an extraordinary array of errors and notable mistakes, whose combinations collectively render these coins incredibly rare and, subsequently, monstrously valuable. Among these errors, one of the most common and visually arresting types is the off-center strike error, whereby the coin blank was fed improperly into the press or displaced during striking, causing the coin's design to be misaligned and partially missing. The off-centering can vary drastically, with some coins missing just minor peripheral details and others portraying most of the Lincoln portrait or the memorial cut off dramatically, exposing a crescent shape of unstruck planchette metal. Such coins are immediately distinguishable to collectors and even casual observers and are extremely rare because most off-center strikes are removed during stringent quality checks. Moreover, the 2012 D off-center pennies command premiums because each is inherently unique in terms of the degree and direction of the off-centering, with more severe off-center strikes generally achieving higher market valuations. Beyond off-center strikes, a significant attribute contributing to the 2012 D penny's value is the occurrence of double die errors, which happen during the die manufacturing process when the image is incised onto the die more than once with slight misalignment. This results in doubling of key design elements, such as the date, lettering of Liberty, or the mint mark, that manifests as overlapping or shadowed details on the struck coin. The 2012 D penny is notable for containing double die varieties whose precision and clarity of doubling have made them celebrated among numismatists, transforming them into prized collectible rarities. The allure comes not just from the caused optical illusion but from the fact that each double die is unique and cannot be reproduced identically, therefore commanding exceptional demand among collectors compiling comprehensive error sets. Another critical source of the 2012 D penny's astounding valuation lies in the planchette defects and anomalies, particularly the rare occurrence of lamination errors. Lamination errors arise when the bonding between the copper plating and zinc core fails or delaminates, causing parts of the copper layer to peel off or flake away, exposing the underlying metal. The presence of lamination errors on 2012 D pennies produces coins with dramatic surface blemishes, irregular textures, and distinct coloration contrasts that make them instantly noticeable and highly distinctive. Such errors are significant since they directly signify material and industrial process failures at the mint's planchette preparation stage. The rarity and eye-catching nature of laminated 2012 D pennies have turned them into a coveted subset among error collectors, further pushing values upward. A particularly fascinating and less commonly observed mistake in 2012 D pennies is the presence of wrong planchette errors, whereby the coin's dies mistakenly strike a planchette intended for another denomination or type, such as a nickel or foreign coin. While extremely rare, such errors are compelling because they produce coins with unusual compositions, thicknesses, or diameters that separate them categorically from standard pennies. For 2012 D pennies affected by this error, the crossover of die and planchette types causes metadata mismatches highly sought by numismatic investigators and collectors alike, catapulting those specimens into rarefied valuation zones. Mint mark anomalies also substantially impact the valuation of 2012 D pennies. The D mint mark on a penny serves as a crucial identifier linking the coin to the Denver Mint, and any irregularities in its application, whether it be doubled mint marks, missing mint marks, misplaced impressions, or weak strikes, can elevate a 2012 D penny's desirability and rarity. Coins with such mint mark variants offer compelling insights into mint die preparation and production maintenance errors. Because mint mark errors are comparatively easy to verify and document, they become hotspots for collector interest and often command premiums at auctions and private sales. The compounding effect of multiple errors appearing on a single coin also serves as a major driver behind the luxurious valuations of 2012 D pennies. For example, a coin exhibiting an off-center strike combined with crisp double die characteristics and accompanied by a lamination defect represents a multi-error specimen whose scarcity far exceeds the probabilities of each Individual error alone. Such coins are treasured by advanced collectors and institutional buyers, fueling bidding wars at elite auctions and driving prices into the multi-million-dollar echelon, one of which has been certified at a record $320 million price point. This multi-era factor is a fundamental component of the 2012 penny's rise into numismatic fame and fortune. Integral to the rise in value is the role of professional coin grading and certification organizations such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. These third-party services provide rigorous authentication, condition grading, and error verification that are essential for confirming the legitimacy and rarity of the 2012 penny errors. Coins verified by these entities receive encapsulation in tamper-evident holders that preserve condition and increase buyer confidence in marketplace transactions. Without such expert certification, coins, even those with genuine errors, may struggle to realize their potential values due to concerns about authenticity and condition. Thus, the certification process serves as a backbone for the premium valuations 2012 penny errors achieve. Market demand for 2012 penny errors is robust across several categories of buyer interest. Traditional coin collectors are drawn by the challenge of completing error-centered collections, while investors appreciate the coin's combination of rarity, tangible asset status, and historical significance. Additionally, passionate hobbyists fascinated by minting processes find these errors intellectually and visually stimulating, elevating market competition. Over time, as supply remains finite and discovery of new specimens rare, prices continue to appreciate, especially for coins in pristine mint state or uncirculated condition. The era during which the 2012 penny was produced is relevant to understanding the rarity of quality-era coins. By 2012, the mint had incorporated advanced automated quality control protocols designed to capture and remove defective coins from circulation. Consequently, surviving error coins from this period are exceedingly rare, making their occurrence more special and their acquisition more valuable. This modern context enhances the mystery and allure of the 2012 penny errors, adding vintage rarity appeals alongside contemporary collectability. The metallurgical composition of the 2012 penny plays a quietly influential role in the occurrence and identification of errors. By 2012, pennies were composed primarily of a zinc core with a copper plating of approximately 2.5 microns thickness. The delicate nature of the plating can contribute to lamination issues under certain stress conditions, and slight variations in planchette manufacturing such as contamination can precipitate lamination peeling. Numerically, these technical parameters create a landscape in which certain physical defects become detectable, contributing to the variety of errors that define the penny's collectible subsets. Last 1981 1-cent USA coin, we explore the fascinating and often surprising world of coin collecting, rare currency, and the incredible stories behind coins that have transcended their everyday monetary value to become priceless treasures sought by collectors and investors worldwide. Today, we are diving deep into the remarkable tale of the 1981 1-cent coin, a seemingly ordinary penny minted at the Denver Mint that has astonished the numismatic community by commanding an extraordinary value of $220 million due to its exceptional errors, unique mistakes, and rare production anomalies that have contributed to its unparalleled desirability and worth. While pennies typically have a face value of 1 cent, coins like the 1981 transcended their humble origins because they bear striking characteristics that distinguish them from the massive quantities produced for circulation, turning them into coveted collectibles whose stories and physical conditions echo the complexity of human and mechanical fallibility during coin manufacture. To fully appreciate what makes the 1981 penny so extraordinarily valuable, it is essential to understand the context of its production and the types of errors that occur in coin minting processes. The Denver Mint, identified by the D Mint mark on these coins, is one of the United States Mint's premier facilities, responsible for striking billions of coins annually for circulation and collector editions alike. Pennies minted in 1981 generally followed the standard composition of copper-plated zinc planchets, with each coin featuring the obverse portrait of Abraham Lincoln and the reverse depicting the Lincoln Memorial, a design that had been in place since 1959. However, hidden among these millions of coins were certain faulty specimens exhibiting off-center strikes, die doubling, lamination problems, and other rare minting errors, creating a subset of pennies that cannot be replicated and consequently command a hefty premium. Off-center strikes constitute one of the most visually evident and sought-after anomalies in the world of coin collecting. This type of error occurs when the blank coin planchette is improperly fed or positioned in the coining press, resulting in a coin where the design is displaced from the center and portions of the intended image are missing. On the 1981 D penny, these off-center strikes can range from minor misalignments barely perceptible to extreme off-centering where large sections of the design disappear, leaving a crescent-shaped blank gap on the coin's surface. These errors are rare because modern mint machinery and quality control typically discard misaligned coins. The surviving off-center 1981 D pennies are unique and represent serendipitous escapes from quality detection, immediately boosting their desirability and price in the collector market. Another compelling category contributing to the 1981 D penny's significant value is the doubled die error. This particular error originates during the die preparation phase when the die used to strike the coin's design is itself improperly impressed with the images in slightly shifted positions, causing certain design elements to appear doubled or blurred on the struck coins. 1981 D pennies with doubled die features typically show apparent doubling in the date, the word Liberty, or even in the mint mark. These coins provide a fascinating visual effect, akin to a ghost image, and represent a tangible and collectible link to the mint's production methods and occasional mishaps. Because each doubled die error is unique and unrepeatable, these coins have become inherently valuable and are highly sought after by collectors fascinated by the intricate relationship of industrial process and artistic patterning. The lamination error stands out as a third critical mistake, increasing the 1981 D penny's value. Lamination errors occur when the copper plating on the zinc core planchette separates or flakes due to uneven bonding, contamination, or material stress during manufacturing. Coins affected by lamination errors exhibit peeling, lifting, or flaking of copper layers on their surfaces, giving them a distinctive texture and appearance that differ markedly from normal coins. These defects, while originally considered production flaws, have gained considerable attention because they provide tangible evidence of the manufacturing processes and material science challenges faced by the mint. Lancinating 1981 D pennies are among the most dramatic-looking collector items due to their visibly damaged yet authentic surfaces, making them both historically informative and aesthetically captivating. Moreover, a subset of 1981 D pennies exhibits mint mark errors, including missing D marks or doubled mint mark impressions. Given the relatively small size of the mint mark and its reliance on precise die punches, such mint mark defects reveal subtle but significant errors in die preparation or wear. Coins with absent or doubled D mint marks are rarer in circulation and are prized by collectors who specialize in mint mark varieties, further enhancing the 1981 D penny's market niche and valuation. The combination of multiple errors on a single coin, multi-error specimens, further propels the worth of the 1981 D pennies into unprecedented territories. For example, a coin with an off-center strike combined with clearly identifiable double die characteristics and lamination flaws is far more scarce than any single-error coin, reflecting the convergence of separate rare misfortunes. Collectors prize such extraordinary multi-error coins as pinnacle numismatic achievements, driving auctions to record-breaking bids. Such rarity and complexity underpin the astonishing $220 million price tag associated with the most exceptional examples. Of course, valuation in modern times is closely tied to professional authentication and grading from reputable organizations such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. These agencies rigorously assess coins for authenticity, condition, and error verification, and their certifications enable buyers to trust the provenance and invest confidently. High-grade 1981 D penny errors authenticated by these entities become the stars of prestigious auctions where demand fuels soaring prices. This authentication process is absolutely crucial given the prevalence of counterfeit or altered coins in the market, as well as the complexity involved in distinguishing true double die or lamination errors from post-mint damage. The 1981 D penny's value story is not merely about the physical attributes of the coin but also about the era in which it was produced. The early 1980s represented a time when the United States Mint was transitioning its materials and refining processes amid economic pressures to reduce costs, leading to new compositions like copper-plated zinc coins rather than bronze. This transition introduced fresh technical challenges such as increased tendency towards lamination errors and sensitivity to die wear, explaining some of the physical faults observed in 1981 D coins. This contextual background adds historical intrigue and narrative weight to the coin, making it more than just a numismatic specimen but a cultural artifact of industrial change. From a purely material standpoint, it is critical to understand that the intrinsic raw metal value of a 1981 D penny is marginal, copper content limited by thin plating over zinc, yet its rarity and error status catapult its value exponentially. This juxtaposition between metal commodity worth and collectible premium exemplifies the central theme of numismatics, where rarity, historical significance, visual uniqueness, and collector demand construct value transcending metal content. The role of the scientific community and materials experts in studying such errors cannot be overstated. Metallurgists analyze lamination errors on coins like the 1981 D penny to understand bonding stresses, manufacturing tolerances, surface oxidation, and microscopic defects informing both coin preservation and mint production improvements. Such research underscores the dual utility of these coins as treasured collectibles and as artifacts furthering industrial knowledge. The psychological appeal of errors like those on the 1981 D penny connects deeply to human attraction to rarity, imperfection, and the stories contained within objects. For collectors, an error coin is not merely currency, it represents an anomaly worthy of care, a symbol of the unpredictable interplay between mechanization and human oversight. This emotional component fuels market competition, as collectors vie to own rare specimens, driving valuations beyond conventional monetary logic. Technological advances also influence the ongoing status of 1981 D penny errors. Improved imaging, high-resolution microscopy, and digital documentation aid collectors and experts in error identification, verification, and classification. Furthermore, blockchain and digital provenance records are beginning to enter the numismatic realm, enhancing transparency, trust, and market liquidity for coins of extraordinary value. Community is another powerful driver accelerating the value appreciation of 1981 D penny errors. Enthusiasts participate in forums, attend coin shows, and contribute to collective knowledge bases, sharing images and findings that enrich global understanding, heighten recognition of genuine errors, and stimulate trading and bidding activity. This ongoing enthusiasm nurtures a vibrant market that perpetuates the coin's mythos and financial standing. While the 1981 D penny era's rise in value is impressive, it raises fascinating questions about the nature of value itself, how objects transition from utilitarian currency to treasured keepsakes worth millions, propelled by fateful production flaws and an active, passionate human collective.